This is where my offbeat spiritual adventure begins. 5,000 miles away from the action of the title in this 9th century castle. Once the home of Pictish kings, the kings who ruled Scotland before there was a Scotland. And this is where my young adventurers find a tunnel through time.
This amazing wild countryside in northeast Scotland, in view of an extinct volcano, is what sets up my whole novel. A spiritual novel, I hope, will inspire people who think it's just an adventure to explore their inner selves and their inner spirit. Benihee, the mountain we're looking at, in the eyes of one of my characters, is just a mountain you could trip over in comparison with the great Shasta, which is its fellow on the Californian Cascades Ring of Fire.
Meredith Bradley visits the castle of her cousin Rory in Scotland on a trip that takes her away from San Francisco, where she's a little tired of her world in publishing. And she sees out the window this miraculous extinct volcano that reminds her of Shasta, where her family has friends at home. She decides that she is being taken over by the castle, and that somehow the castle is showing her places in times past and in times future, and that the two mountains have a way of communicating. Meanwhile, her mother, who's been climbing on Shasta with her brother in California, is trapped inside, and the mountain starts to rumble. And the mountain starts to speak. And it involves all kinds of people on the outside who are trying to save this poor woman who's trapped inside, from rescue agencies to the whole world involved, from the president down to the weathermen in weed, who are trying furiously to communicate not only with Miranda inside the mountain, but with the mountain itself, trying to calm down this incredible volcanic threat to the planet. Simultaneously, as the glaciers on the mountainside start to melt, firemen are called in from all over the United States to try to help and to rescue not only Miranda inside the mountain, but other communities who are affected by the seriousness of this threat to swamp and deluge the planet. Shasta just remains aloof above it all. She keeps her own peace. She has her own reason for pretending to explode or being on the point of exploding. And part of the spiritual connection to the mountain that is the theme throughout the novel is that Shasta is a sentient being, part of the planet, that can communicate with those humans who are open and willing to communicate with their own inner spirit. The water, the mountains, the sheer power that is involved with parts of the planet where we are connected are the points of reference. I hope that this is what will come across in my novel. Shasta certainly helped me put it together, and there are areas where it just sounds like fun and games, but in fact it's quite a serious game. The underlying message transmitted by the two mountains, not just in Scotland and California, but other peaks around the world, is for humans to reconnect.
Themselves. Even if we think the mountains are guiding us, they have a way that will teach us to move with the earth into a beautiful future. I hope you enjoy reading Shasta, Critical Mass.